Blog Talk Radio.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution. Join me, Naima Latif, every morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, as we bring you stimulating discussions about the issues affecting our lives. If you're listening online at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution, press the blue button that says follow and get our daily topics every morning directly to your email and your smartphone. Hi, I'm Naima Latif, Executive Producer of the Female Solution Radio Show. We invite you to call in 515-605-9325 and participate in this daily think tank as we examine the challenges we face and develop solutions that restore peace and harmony. We are global transformers, changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. We are one. Wherever we live on this earth, we are one human family. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to extend a greeting to all the members of our family, whenever and wherever you may be listening around the world. To our family in China, Ni Hao. In India, Namaste. In Japan, Konnichiwa. In Korea, Annyeonghaseyo. In Russia, Zdravstuyte. In Germany, Guten Tag. In Poland, Dzień dobry. In France, bonjour. In Spain, hola. In Italy, ciao. In Egypt, ahlan wa sahlan. In Ghana, akwaba. In Nigeria, peleo. In South Africa, sawubona. In Senegal, nangadef. In Kenya, jambo. In Israel, shalom. In Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Saudi Arabia, assalamu alaikum. Greetings, and may peace be upon you all.
Is Monday morning a struggle to get out of bed, into the swing of things? Well, don't worry, you are not alone. Join us for thought-provoking, stimulating, and mindful conversations on higher learning with Zelda Speaks for your Monday morning mindfulness sessions on Blog Talk Radio, The Female Solution, Mondays, 7:30 until 9 a.m. Be sure and send your ideas, thoughts, comments, and suggestions. Also, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, visit ZeldaSpeaks.com and send us your info. We'd love to have you. Experience mindfulness moments with the mindfulness/stress relief coach, Zelda Speaks. And thanks for sharing the mindfulness moment tip of the day. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned to your next session of mindfulness on higher learning with Zelda Speaks. Make it a mindful day. And thanks for listening.
Grand Rising. Thank you for listening once again to another Monday morning edition of the Female Solution, Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks. And as we prepare for our Monday morning host joining us at the 7:30 time, we want you to think about that thing that may still be upsetting you, that you haven't been able to let go of, because it's literally killing you. Has someone done you wrong and you find it hard to forgive them? Today's show gives us lessons in forgiveness to continue the healing process of man's inhumanity to man. So we want you to join the conversation on Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks on Monday Morning Mindfulness and call in and comment 515-605-9325 and press 1 to speak to the host. We can't change anything in this world until we choose to forgive. And holding on to anger at someone who has hurt you, it has been said, is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Forgiveness is often misunderstood. We think that if we forgive, then we're saying that what they did that was hurtful to us is okay because we weren't worthy of good treatment anyway. And that's why we keep holding on to anger. It's going to hurt them. Do you realize that anger releases toxins in the body? It's hurting you when you don't forgive. Cancer is a manifestation of unforgiveness. It is anger that you hold, and the energy of the anger affects the cells in your body. So when you are holding anger at someone for a long period of time, you feel the effects of it depending on who the person is you're angry at and what the incident is will determine what area of the body the cancer manifests. Let me just mention one particular thing that has become prevalent in our society. A lot of anger in our personal relationships, a rise, an increase in prostate cancer in men and cervical cancer in women. That's a manifestation of anger regarding your personal, intimate relationship. So the reproductive area of your body is affected, where your sexual energy is directed. Sexual energy is a very powerful energy. We're going to talk about that in detail tomorrow. And what you'll learn will shock you, because that which you put a lot of emphasis on has been mistaught to you in such a way that you create harm in misusing that which was meant for your higher spiritual development and your physical healing. So when your intimate relationships are out of whack, when the person that you are intimate with has angered you, you're directing that energy of anger toward that area of your body. So you look at the rise, particularly in men, in prostate cancer. For many men, there's a frustration and a feeling of powerlessness when it comes to their relationships and the frustration that they feel and not being able to control their circumstances, having women leave them, perhaps having women put them out of their own house, call the police on them, humiliate them. This is kind of prevalent in our society because we are very much a conflict-inducing society, and then because we don't have conflict resolution skills, we call in the people that we have hired to take care of those conflicts, which are the police. And so many households have experienced this, where the police has been called in and the man has been hauled away. As a result, he feels the humiliation, the frustration, the anger, and he's holding that anger, and that anger gets directed at the area of his body that symbolizes his manhood. And over time, that energy of that anger manifests as prostate cancer. So now let's look at women. Women who are loving and desiring a loving relationship, and they become intimate with someone who perhaps was not really into having a relationship. They might have fears of getting pregnant or gotten pregnant, had the baby, the man left them angry at the intimacy that was betrayed, that was manipulated, that was misused, and that anger after having been intimate with that person who treated them as if they were a passing thought, and maybe even rejected them once they got pregnant, and maybe even rejected the child. The energy of that anger manifests in the woman's body. So we're seeing more uterine cancer, more cervical cancer, more cancers that have to do with the woman's reproductive area, and we're seeing more breast cancer. And if you've been listening to our Friday show, Health and Wellness with Beata, and she gave some very detailed insights on breast cancer and how that conflict with your mothering experience is manifested in the breast. Perhaps having a mother who, because of her own emotional situation, was not able to give you the mothering that you needed. Perhaps feeling like a failure as a mother yourself, not able to nurture. Maybe guilt over the way your child turned out, and maybe there's some distance or hostile feelings between you and your child, because maybe you had this child during a time where that relationship that you had was dysfunctional, and so you couldn't give the love to your child that that the child needed, because you were in need of nurturing yourself. And as a result, maybe your child had difficulties in life, maybe made some mistakes, ended up on drugs, in jail, and all those things that we fear will happen to our child. So your manifestation of your anger ends up in your breast, the organ that signifies mothering. So when we have anger, that creates an energy that develops a physical manifestation. And the way to heal is to forgive, first of all, yourself. Because we will have anger at ourselves if we end up in a relationship that doesn't work, and we punish ourselves with anger. Why did I fall in love with this person? Why did I let them hurt me? Why did I let them humiliate me? I'm so stupid. We will say and think all these negative things, first of all, at ourselves, because we allowed ourselves to be hurt. We do things because we didn't know any better at the time. And if a decision we make turns out badly, we make a decision that turns out badly, and we punish ourselves with very unloving thoughts, very unforgiving thoughts. Why did I walk down that dark street? What was I thinking? And someone assaulted me. It was my fault. I was stupid. No. We're blaming ourselves for someone else's hurting us. And that is unforgiveness at our own selves. And depression has been defined as anger turned inward. That's unforgiveness of the self for a mistake that we made. Unforgiveness that we were caused pain. Unforgiveness at an oversight that we made. So now let's look at how we feel when someone does something that's hurtful to us, and we are holding on to that anger. When we're holding on to anger at someone, it's because the thought is they disrespected me. And the reason why we're holding that thought is because we secretly feel unworthy of respect. And so we're angry because they are confirming a fear we already have about ourselves. If we could understand on a different level, then we could forgive. Because everybody's behavior is only a manifestation of their state of consciousness at the time. Their understanding of the impact of their behavior and whatever desire they had at the time. So the person who pulls a gun on you and robs you of your wallet, they were operating out of the fear that they would not be able to survive unless they took for someone else and didn't know or believe they could acquire what they needed to sustain themselves in any other way. It was not about you. It was about their fear and their lack of belief in their ability to survive. And so you were just a means of survival to them. But you are feeling angry and vulnerable and feeling like they took advantage of you, they humiliated you, they took your possessions, and you're angry and you want them punished. Okay, so let's say that person goes to jail and they get out. Does the fear that they can't survive go away? Of course not. It's even double because now they have a prison record, which makes them less desirable to be hired or trusted in any job capacity. So they're going to have even more fear that they can't survive. And they're going to resort to robbing people again unless something happens that changes that dynamic. Ultimately, we will have a society that does not have police and does not have prisons because we will have evolved in our understanding of the power of forgiveness and healing. So what has to happen to that person who chooses to rob people because of their fear that they can't survive unless they take from someone by force, their fear that people don't have the generosity to share, their fear that they will be looked down upon for living a life of lack where perhaps they can't feed themselves, can't pay for their place of living, can't buy clothing. Their fear that they will be humiliated, things that drove them to make that decision, that was all inside of them. It had nothing to do with you. So if you get to the point of understanding where you realize that it's not about you, you can forgive that person because you know that they were acting out of fear. It had nothing to do with your being worthy of respect. And this is where the understanding must come so that we can learn forgiveness. When we can forgive because we understand, then we will no longer hold on to anger at people. And then that anger will stop manifesting as sickness in our own bodies because that's where the energy of unforgiveness is planted, in our own bodies. So we want you to give us a call, 515-605-9325, and press 1 when you're ready to speak. And, of course, you're going to hear from our Monday morning host, Zelda Speaks. Can you forgive someone who did you wrong? One more thought before we go to our call. It's one thing to say, I forgive, but if in your heart anger and you want to see that person hurt, or you just can't stop venting about what they did, that means that the unforgiveness is still there, but it's really your unforgiveness of yourself. You're not forgiving yourself for having experience of pain. You're still condemning yourself for a decision which got you involved in the person who did you wrong with that person. And so until you first forgive yourself, you can't forgive the other. And then you must understand that whatever they did, it was a manifestation of their feelings about themselves. Angry because someone in an intimate relationship chose to get involved with someone else. And that feeling is they betrayed my trust. I gave them everything. I loved them. I spent money on them. And they took their affection and gave it to someone else instead, making me feel unworthy. And so I'm angry at myself because I allowed myself to experience that very hurtful feeling of unworthiness. I'm angry, and I want some type of feeling of relief, so I'm going to keep being angry. Anger does not heal the hurt. It keeps you stuck emotionally. And you can't forgive them because you can't get over the thought that they confirmed your inner fears of unworthiness. So that's the first hurdle. Understanding that the way people treat you has nothing to do with your worthiness. It has nothing to do with you at all. It has something to do with how they are feeling about themselves. So we're going to take some calls before we take a break that you are still holding anger towards, because this is a day of healing. We cannot heal physically nor emotionally until we understand that everybody who is functioning is expressing their own state of consciousness about themselves. Even with that issue of racism, that they are inadequate, will mistreat others out of their fear that the other person's excellence will make them feel even more inadequate. That's the purpose of setting up discriminatory laws, to prevent people from achieving their highest goals. It's fear that you're superior, fear that you are not, fear that you are inadequate. So because of how you feel about yourself, you don't want to see someone be able to excel beyond where you think you can achieve, because it will confirm your fear that you are inadequate. That is the root of racism and any other system of discrimination against a group of people. So is there someone in your life you're holding anger at? And can you find a way to release it? Well, let me go to our phone line. I'm going to take a couple of calls before we take a break and go to our Monday morning host, Zelda Speaks. And first, let's open the mic at area code 202. We've got our L.A. Davis. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. Grand Rising.
Yes, good morning. Good morning. Just real briefly, I go live by a rule: rejection is God's protection. So, that basically covers, whatever comes up, and helps me reframe, because that just means I'm not supposed to be going in that direction. And then as far as people who hurt you or situations that might sting or whatever, I look at those particular people as teachers, or in some cases, Zen teachers. They're giving me instruction on where I need to focus and what I need to improve on and step my game up. And as soon as I make that shift, then the blinders come off and you can see a lot more clearly, and you can see the abundance of blessings that have been there the whole time, but you needed that mental shift to get you to refocus. So that's how I look at hurting or allegedly hurting or people that you might feel anger towards and all that is. It's really not about that at all. This rejection is God's protection.
Rejection is God's protection. I like that. That makes sense. And a whole lot of times we don't realize you dodged a bullet. You know, you might have gotten involved with somebody that would have really been a destructive force. So, you know, right. I like that thought. So have you ever had to struggle with anger towards someone who rejected you, or you thought perhaps you know, who they think they are? They think I'm not good enough. You know, did you ever have to go through that and overcome those kinds of feelings?
Now, you talking about on a business level or relationship level?
I guess both, because sometimes, you know, and when someone turns you down for a contract or an agreement, you know, again, it's, you know, it's because I'm black, or, you know how we go through that. And all of those things where we question our attitudes.
I'll split it up briefly in two categories. On a relationship, man, going back to rejection is God's protection. I truly believe, because when one person rejects you, you know, you really get tied up in that. Most people who get stuck in that mode they have a scarcity mindset. They think that this person is the only person for them, or might be the best they can find, or whatever. I truly, and going back to rejection is God's protection, I believe when you get rejected on a personal level, there's at least no less than 365 other potential right people for you that exist right now. But if you don't believe that, because the universe, every aspect of the universe operates on like uber abundance, but for some reason man works on scarcity. So like once again, rejection is that. So all right, I'm not supposed to be with that person. There are 365 others that are right for me. I only need one, and that shifts the thinking on a personal level. You can even use that for business opportunities. On the business end, that's how It's My House got born. I had a squatter in my house in D.C. that wouldn't leave. So I had some real dark thoughts about what I can do or have done to this particular person. But then the title of It's My House actually came from that person. I heard it for like 3 years coming out of that person's mouth. But then I embraced it, and we got It's My House Sportswear now, and got 75 plus acres of land and a whole bunch of other stuff. So if I held on to that anger and didn't reshift things to, this is a Zen teacher, all that anger does and hurt does is keeps you stuck and paralyzed and blind.
Right. It's a paralyzing emotion. You can't move forward. And as you've seen now, that whole incident, that evolved into a show, and then you got a whole enterprise of getting land. So it was a boost. And I think if people can look at the benefits they got from an experience instead of being stuck at anger at a person, they actually can grow from it and can benefit from it. Well, we certainly appreciate you calling in. And before we take this break, just quickly remind us how we can listen to It's My House every day.
Yes, on 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. Live stream number is 619-768-2945.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And that's L.A. Davis of It's My House. We're going to take a break. And this week we're going to let you all know about the on-air network, those people who you can access on your computer, on your phone, the top of your phone, listen in. And L.A. Davis, he's one of those individuals. And, of course, as we build this network of people with higher consciousness, we want you to be able to listen in. We're on air everywhere, online, all the time. And we'll be back with our Monday morning host, Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks. And we've got a few more callers on the line. We want you to hold on. Koopy, you're up next when our host takes calls, and we will be right back. So stay with us.
Oh, man, God sent the monthly sun bill today. This sunlight is really expensive, especially during this season. I'll probably have to work overtime to pay it.
Well, you better pay it on time. We don't want the sun to go out and we're sitting up here all day in the dark.
Wouldn't it be terrible if God charged us for sunlight? Well, thank God, the light and heat from the sun is free. So why are we paying such high bills for the energy we use in our homes? Because we don't know how to use solar energy, the free energy from the sun. You can convert your regular home to a solar energy home and save tremendously on your electric bill. Take a look at your electric bill. Wouldn't you like to reduce or possibly even eliminate that cost altogether? Let one of our solar consultants show you how. Call today, 312-849-3456, and schedule a free consultation. That's 312-849-3456.
Hi, this is Beata, your holistic life coach. Every Friday morning, I'm on the Female Solution. I'm also blogging live every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Soul Purpose Healing, where I help you get back into alignment with the Creator's love, compassion, and wisdom. On Sunday, you can call in at 215-383-5863 or go to www.blogtalkradio.com/soulpurposehealing. When I'm not doing spiritual adjustments on Blog Talk Radio, I'm helping clients reduce the stress in their lives with EFT, essential oils, and cost-saving health plans like Ameriplan. Ameriplan is a better way to save money on your health care expenses. There is more information on how to contact me at www.yourholisticlifecoach.com. Till then, stay in joy.
Do you need to borrow money to buy or fix a house? Call Spartan Holdings, LLC, Real Estate Investment and Consulting. We'll help you build your individual and corporate credit so you can get the money you need to pay for whatever you want, from home improvement to business equipment. I'm John Worthy, CEO of Spartan Holdings, LLC, a veteran-owned business. Call us at 773-869-5805. Again, that's 773-869-5805, or you can reach me via email at SpartanHoldingsLLC, the number 64 at gmail.com. Thanks.
Do you or your organization need space for an event? Call the Quarry Event Center at 2423 East 75th Street in Chicago for your parties, banquets, award ceremonies, repasses, concerts, and business seminars. Available 7 days a week. Now under new management. Call us at the Quarry at 773-663-2557. That's 773-663-2557.
Grand Rising, and thank you for joining me this morning on the Female Solution, Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks. Welcome to Monday Morning Mindfulness, to start your week off with your mindfulness stress relief sessions. And boy, I tell you, today is going to be a doozy. I've got lots of information to share with you. Today's topic is, can you forgive someone who did you wrong?
Even more importantly, can you forgive yourself? And today's special guest is Brother Lionel Abdul Haq from Community Cultivations. He will be joining me in the 8 o'clock hour. And today, if you're listening online, feel free to send in your comments, questions, or suggestions online on my Facebook page, @Zelda Speaks, also Twitter and Instagram, the same thing. And remember, you can always win prizes here on the Monday Morning Mindfulness with the Mindfulness Stress Relief 21-Day Home Program. It's a practice journal, or the Innovative Mindfulness Breakthrough System audio program. And do keep in mind, we're always looking for health ambassadors, because without health, there is no wealth. And if you're looking to make extra money doing that, you can simply go to my website page, zeldaspeaks.com, click on training, and you will see information there on how to make money on Amazon, as well as how to reverse type 2 diabetes, and for those who would like to make money helping other people improve the quality of their health. Can help you with that as well. Go to diabeticdonut.com. And remember to set those DVRs. I always want to say a DVD, but I have to remember to say DVRs, not your, I can't even remember the name of what we called them back in the day. Where you push the tape in, what do we call that name? I don't remember, but I'll just say DVRs for the Higher Learning Network TV show Tuesday.
You mean a VCR?
VCR. I couldn't even remember the name of the word.
Yeah.
VCR. It's so outdated. Can't even remember the name of it. So
I remember what it stood for. Video something recording. What was the C for? VCR. Video. Was it video?
Video cassette.
Or video cassette.
Video
right.
cassette recorder.
Video cassette recorder.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, we ancient.
Yeah,
we ancient. Some people going, what's that?
Okay, I was just about to say that. You took the words right out of my mouth. So for those of us who have graduated to the DVR, I guess DV is digital video. I assume it is.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, digital video recording. Yeah. So I guess.
Whatever you have this morning, if it's a VCR or a DVR, set it for Tuesdays at 6, Wednesdays at 1 on Channel 19, and it's always 24/7 on the World Wide Web, higherlearningnetwork.org, and click on HLN TV. As we begin this day, as we always do, with a little spiritual reading from you, and my lesson today is the lesson that I received over the weekend, because I was attacked over the weekend, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that. And today's inspirational reading comes from Inspirational Conversations, Volume 2 with Shalom Israel, a.k.a. Zelda Speaks. And it's not taken from Monday, May 4th, but it's taken from September 26th, because I asked the Spirit, the creator of the universe, to guide me to the page that needs to be shared today. And it's not always the same day, so today is taken from September 26th, and it says, life is a gift. Conversation is a gift. Dreams are a gift. Respect your gift. Expect your gift to take you places. Allow your gift to express itself. Trust your gift. Enlist others to help you with your gift, and help others with their gifts. Forgiveness is a gift. Gifts are only gifts for so long. After a while, they become a burden if you don't move on them. So what will you do with your gift today? Inspirational Conversations with Shalom Israel, a.k.a. Zelda Speaks, on the Female Solution. Higher Learning with your Monday morning mindfulness. And today is more of a mindfulness day for me, to learn than it is to teach. If you are listening online and you would like to call in at 515-605-9325, press 1 to speak, and we will do that shortly. Today's meditation won't be that long. I am listening to the Spirit, and it says people need to share. So today's meditation will be a little shorter than usual, and I'm sure you can appreciate that. But do keep in mind that breathing, the breath, is what heals the body when medicine can't. So if you would please sit up straight, feet flat on the floor, back erect, no slouching, nothing in your hands, nothing in your lap, and nothing on your mind. Nothing on your mind but your breath. As we begin the breathing process, we will inhale to the count of 6, hold it, and release it through your nose. If you can, breathe in and out through the nose, and pay attention to your diaphragm, to your stomach, to your chest as it moves up and moves down. If you can't feel your chest moving, you're breathing incorrectly. And we want you to get the benefit of this exercise. So please, please pay attention to that. So let us begin. As we inhale deeply to the count of 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Continue counting to yourself. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale deeply, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As you continue breathing and counting with me, as you are paying attention to your chest as it inflates and deflates, give thanks for the breath. It is the breath that will heal you. It is the breath that will keep you mindful and on target. When people, places, and things and situations and circumstances come into your experience to move you off your mark or to send you in another direction, know that the breath that you breathe is the breath that will keep you centered in times of chaos and confusion. Think on that for just a moment as you breathe. Inhale deeply, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Knowing that you are always at the right place, at the right time, doing the right thing. There are no mistakes in life, only alternate decisions or alternate directions. As you inhale, give thanks for the breath that reaches all the way to the top of your head, mesmerizing and illuminating the chakras. Give thanks for the breath that swirls in, through, and around the circuitry of the brain that keeps you functioning and allows you to breathe and allows you to count the breath that you breathe. Give thanks for the muscles and the fibers and the tissues that surround and protect and guard the brain so that you can continue to count. Someone listening may be losing count, and it's okay. Just continue to breathe, because the brain will do whatever you instruct it to do. As you continue to breathe, give thanks for the front, for the back, and for the sides of the brain that keep the body functioning. Inhale deeply, energizing the brain, reawakening and stimulating every area of the brain that has been asleep, that you've forgotten about. You give thanks for the brain. It is the single most important organ in the body as it relates to the breath. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As you inhale deeply this time, give thanks for the energy that swirls around in the brain and continues to swirl throughout the body, beginning with the forehead and the eyes and the nose and the cheekbones and the ears and the lips and the nose and the mouth and the nose in which you breathe. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale, giving thanks for the air that goes through your nose, your mouth, your lungs, the larynx, the throat, and continues to re-energize and to revitalize each and every organ in the body as it breathes. Inhaling deeply and reminding yourself that the lungs that help you inhale and exhale are there at your command. They do as you instruct them to, because you give them life, you give them love, you give them energy, and they so appreciate it, and they give you breath as you give thanks for the lungs that you love. Tell your lungs, I love you, my lungs. I cannot live without you, and I give thanks for my breath right here, right now. Inhale deeply, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale deeply, reminding the lungs that they are here on your command, and they will continue to do as you command them to do. As you give thanks, and you continue to breathe, and feel the chest rise and the chest deflate as you breathe, you give thanks. And say those words out loud, because you give thanks, you give power to the words that bring you life and light and love and energy. As you continue breathing, feeling the chest inflate and deflate as you breathe, you give thanks for all of the internal organs, beginning with the heart, the liver, the lung, the spleens. Thank them for being able to guide you throughout the day with as little stress as possible. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale as you release all negativity, all thoughts of lack, limitation, and fear. We do not want to hold any of those negative thoughts in our bodies, because they stop us from breathing clearly and strongly and freely. Inhale deeply, giving thanks for the spleen, the colon, the pancreas, the spine, our reproductive organs, the back, the buttocks, the thighs, the knees. Inhale deeply. As you breathe in, you give thanks and you send your energy and love to each and every organ and limb in the body, knowing that you cannot live and breathe without them. You give thanks for them now. Inhale deeply. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and exhale. Giving thanks for the knees, the legs, the thighs, the ankles, the feet, the toes. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale. Inhale deeply from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. You have just given your body permission to be alive and to be loving and loving itself despite all the character defects that you name on a daily basis. I'm too big, I'm too small, I'm too this, I'm too that. You are perfect, whole, and complete. Repeat this statement out loud as you breathe. Inhale deeply. I am happy. I am healthy. I am whole and complete just as I am. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And release. Let go. And let God. Let the universe, the Creator, whatever name you choose to give it, give thanks. Two of the most powerful words on the planet. You have just given your body instruction to breathe and be alive and be living and loving and enjoying and caring. I am. Finish the statement. I am. Finish the statement. I am happy. Inhale deeply. Exhale deeply. Inhale deeply. I am happy, healthy, whole, and complete. Exhale. Inhale deeply. I am happy, healthy, whole, and complete, and forgiving. Hold it. Exhale. I release, let go, and let God. I refuse to hold on to negative energy. It is not my doing. Inhale deeply. I am happy, healthy, whole, and complete. Yes, I am. Thank you, God. I release, let go, and let God. Negativity has no space, has no room in my being. Inhale deeply for the last time. I am happy, healthy, whole, and complete. Hold it. I release, let go, and let God. I forgive. I forgive. I forgive myself for thinking I need to do anything other than what I am doing. I forgive those who have chosen to transgress against me. Inhale deeply. I forgive. And as I exhale, I release. I forgive. I release. I forgive. I release. I forgive. I release. Inhale deeply. And as you exhale, chin to chest, and move your head to the left slowly. Bring it to the left and slowly around to the back, constantly forgiving yourself and releasing all negativity, all thoughts of lack and limitation and fear and unforgiveness. Slowly bringing the head around to the right, slowly, slowly, slowly bringing it around to the front, chin to chest. And now reversing the head to the right, slowly, slowly, slowly bringing it to the back, still breathing. Still breathing. I am happy, healthy, whole, and complete, and forgiving. I forgive, I forgive, I forgive. As I bring my neck around to the left and slowly bringing it back around to the right, chin to chest, head straight. Inhale deeply. And exhale, I forgive, let go, and let God. Look to your left. Look to your right. Inhale deeply. And exhale. I forgive, release, let go, and let God. One more time. Inhale deeply. Inhale deeply to the count of 6. Hold it. And as you exhale, name that person. Say that person's name. I forgive you. I forgive you. I forgive you. Inhale deeply. Hold it. Say that person's name. I forgive you. Now forgive yourself. I forgive me for holding judgment. I forgive Zelda for holding hate, for holding fear, for holding understanding, misunderstanding. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. Inhale deeply. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. And as we exhale, I release, let go, and let God. I hope you've enjoyed this session. I hope you've enjoyed my therapy for myself this morning. I tell people all the time, that which I share with you is just amplified what's going on inside of me. And I thank you for your patience. I thank you for your time. I thank you for your effort, for your energy, for your love. And I feel it coming through the phone. I give thanks. Inhale deeply. Knowing that all is well in our world despite whatever it is that we think we see with the physical eye. And if and when you are experiencing challenges of this sort and you need to release, you need to let go and let God, know that it's okay and that you will be judged, and it's okay. As we continue this process of releasing this morning, you may feel a tear. You may feel a relief in your body, and that's a good thing. Because when we come back in the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to talk about it and join my special guest, Lionel Abdul Haq from Community Cultivations. If you're calling in, the number is 515-605-9325. And remember this exercise during the course of the day. If someone attacks you, just simply begin the breathing process. Chances are they'll step away from you because they'll think you're crazy. And that's okay, too. So just continue breathing. And know that if you have some garlic or some onion, that will keep them at a distance, too. And you just continue breathing. And you keep continue breathing, and we'll be right back after these brief messages on Monday morning mindfulness with Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks on the Female Solution. And continue breathing during the commercial. Close your eyes and breathe and give thanks and release. And we'll be right back.
Hi, this is John Alexander.
And I'm Naima Latif. Meet people like you who are making a positive difference in the world.
Big difference.
Watch us every day on The Media Connection at www.youtube.com/The Media Connection TV.
YouTube it. We'll see you soon.
There are people who choose to make a positive difference in the world. Our job is to bring you their stories to motivate you to do the same. Join us each week, host John Alexander and Naima Latif, as we bring you the educators, entertainers, elected officials, religious leaders, and community activists whose works are transforming this world. Find out how you can make a difference too. Be inspired. Watch The Media Connection.
Mondays at 5 p.m. and Tuesdays at 12 noon on Cable TV, Channel 19 in Chicago. In other cities, check your local cable listings.
You are tuned in to the Soulful Chicago Book Fair 2020 Vision Fundraising Campaign. That's right. You can support the vision of reviving Black literary excellence in this city by simply taking your $20 or more and donating it on our website. Visit www.soulfulchicagobookfair.com and click the Donate tab on our homepage, or give us a call at 646-359-6605, and we welcome you, helping us breathe literary life into the South Side of Chicago.
Do you need remodeling and repairs in your home or office? Call J&J Construction, your complete house doctors. We have a full-fledged crew to do your painting, drywall, electrical, plumbing, heating, and roofing, and tile work. We do new construction as well as rehab work. We're licensed general contractors. You can call us at 312-8195. My name is Lernie Jones. Visit our website at jandjconstructionremodeling.com. Once again, visit our website at jandjconstructionremodeling.com.
Do you want to live in a world without war? Join our global peace movement. Heavenly Culture World Peace Restoration of Light transcends culture, religion, ideology, and other boundaries to achieve peaceful harmony in the global society. HWPL is committed to bringing world peace and cessation of war through peaceful dialogue between religious groups. I am Director Shin-Suk Kim of the HWPL Chicago branch of North America. Join us for our next gathering. Call 773-580-1501 and be a part of the movement for world peace. Email us at chicagohwpl@gmail.com.
Hi, this is Maika, and I want you to join me every Thursday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. And let's talk about it. There are so many interesting things to talk about, and we have many thought-provoking discussions. We have amazing guests on the show, and you'll find real transparency, a really peaceful environment, also a healing environment as we do EFT and other healing modalities to bring ourselves into congruence and balance. It's also a child-friendly environment. And we have an open mic. All you have to do is press 1 to be heard and to say what you have to say. No fear, no fake, real truth. That's what you'll find on my show. Visit our archives at The Female Solution on Blog Talk Radio and listen to past discussions that are intriguing. Call 505-615-9325. Invite a friend and listen in, and I'll see you then on Blog Talk Radio. Let's talk about it with Maika every Thursday.
Hi, I'm Wanda Carter, producer of the Woman to Woman TV show. We'll be joining the Female Solution radio show on Sundays from 5 to 7 p.m. with a panel of women discussing everything from romance to finance in order to find solutions to the daily challenges we face. So get a pen, call a friend, and stay tuned in to the Woman to Woman show with Wanda Carter on the Female Solution radio show. Sundays, 5 to 7 p.m. Central Time at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution. Call in and comment at 515-605-9325. Press 1 to join the conversation, and let's talk about it, woman to woman.
And thank you for joining us back here on the Female Solution. Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks. Welcome to Monday Morning Mindfulness. If you just joined us here in the 8 o'clock hour for your mindfulness stress relief session. And today's topic is, can you forgive someone who did you wrong? Wow. Can you? Even more importantly, can you forgive yourself? Today's special guest is Brother Lionel Abdul Haq from Community Cultivations. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Brother Lionel.
Peace be with you. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I'm in the forgiving stage this morning, today, because yesterday I had an experience where I was attacked, and not physically, but it may as well have been physically. It was emotionally draining and mentally draining. So I'd like to get your input this morning on forgiveness and why is it necessary?
I thought we were going to talk about something else.
Well, no, we're talking about forgiveness today, but you can interject anything else that you want. That when we talked last night, that was my intention, but it is, Spirit guides me, so I have to go with what I'm given, and we can pick that up at another day because the following week we'll be talking about something else. So today we're going to talk about forgiveness and why it's important. And the audience has heard a little bit of my story about forgiveness, but I'd like to chime in and ask you the question, who do you need to forgive? Or do you think you need to forgive anyone? Is there anyone in your life?
Well, I don't like to get into I like to focus on principles and issues.
Okay, well, let's talk on that.
My personal issues, my personal situation, or any individuals can be as, can have, different connotations, but in principle, the idea of forgiveness is universally recognized as a healthy thing to do. It's not in the best interest of anyone to harbor ill feelings. It's universally accepted that to do so works against your own development. Becomes that the anger, the hostility, actually become a living part of who you are, and the more you feed it, the stronger it gets, and it manifests itself in ways that are patently destructive, not only to the person that you have bad feelings toward, but it actually works against your own personal well-being from a psychological and emotional standpoint. So in general, in principle, the idea of forgiveness is one that works in your best interest, not as something that you're doing for the other person. It's really something spiritual that has to do with your own humanity. That's basically the idea that I understand, and I believe in principles. If you follow principles, you'd be better off. If you listen to the wisdom of the ages, if you follow what has been proven over and over again to be sound judgment, you'll be better off. The difficulty is that people don't follow principles very well. Well, people react emotionally in the moment, and once that anger is triggered, once that bad feeling of being hurt or being abused or being misused, once that rises up, it tends to get you to act in the moment, and that's what most people make their biggest mistakes at, be reacting in the moment without thinking about the principles, and you end up in trouble, in a situation where you often regret having reacted and not having the discipline to not respond, but to follow the discipline of what is the principle that you live by. And again, that's been the problem for human beings universally, is not responding in the moment, but having the discipline to follow principles.
Amen. And I give thanks that wherever I learn the discipline that I did, well, I know where I got it from. Big Mama to start with. Remember, Big Mama used to say, baby, you can't go to bed angry at night. You can't hold that in your spirit, because 9 times out of 10, whatever the situation was, the person has gone on and they've forgotten about it, and you're still holding on to. Like Naima said in the first hour of the show, anger is like drinking poison and waiting on the other person to die. Well, that's just not how it works. And you made a very important point there about the discipline, is that we have to learn to recognize, first of all, and respond to it and not react. And that's one of the principles or tools or techniques that I use in the audio, the innovative mindfulness breakthrough system that I have, that I learned during therapy. And, you know, it's a popular thing to say that you have therapy now, but my therapy was for pain. And I realized that all of these situations and circumstances that I am experiencing in my life, the therapy, the principles, the tools and techniques that I learned not only for pain, but can help me in every other situation in my life. And I love what one of the callers said earlier about that person being your teacher. That's therapy within itself. When someone comes at you in a angry state of being and you respond negatively, that gives your power away, gives them more power. And I don't know what word I'm supposed to say, but for lack of a better word, I'm going to say that I am so proud of myself that I held my peace. I was not even angry, because I understood the situation. I understood the person's pain because I know a little bit about them, and I did not react to this person's anger with anger. I simply looked at them, and I began the breathing process, what I tell everybody else to do, and I just let that person vent very loud in public, and I didn't have to say a word. I was astonished that someone came to my rescue and said, you will not speak to this person like this. You will not disrespect her. And this was another sister who stood up to a man who called me out for whatever was going on in his life, but I see that he was my teacher, and I was there to learn that lesson, because lessons come to us when we least expect them. You think it's a Sunday, it's a good day, it's hot outside in Chicago, and we're going to have a good day, and Lord, you are attacked out of the woods. And I love what the caller called in earlier and said, rejection is protection. I love that. I never thought of it in that way. So the fact that... Go ahead. Lionel?
I was saying that's an interesting concept. I hadn't heard that one either.
Yeah. That's what I love about this talk show, is that, you know, I've discovered from secular radio back in the day, this is not about us teaching anything. We're all here to learn, and everybody calls in with their comments, thoughts, or suggestions, and give their opinion, and we can always learn something, because I just never in 1,000 years thought that I would be able to handle myself the way I did. It was like I was almost like former President Barack Obama. I was being attacked, and I was cool, calm, and collected, and I didn't have to say a thing because others came to my rescue. And then people came and asked me, "Are you okay?" I'm fine. But what I didn't realize was that I held on to that thought of why I was attacked. And when the caller called in this morning and said that person was your teacher, that's when I got it. That's when I had to change I had to flip the switch, so to speak. That attack was not about them attacking me. It was about how I attacked myself mentally, emotionally, because I don't know if you were listening or not. During the
No, I missed that.
morning meditation, when I was instructing everyone to breathe, I was breathing as well. And there was an overwhelming feeling of joy and release that came to me, and I could feel myself welling up. I could feel the tears, and I could feel the anxiety moving from my body. And that's one of the things that I love about this show, is that it teaches us that we are more than just a body. We are more than who we think we are.
That's a great lesson to learn. The sooner the better.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't learn them when we want to learn them. We learn them, I'm sure you've heard the saying that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear.
Okay.
So I thought I was ready, and I was to a certain extent, and the teacher showed up, and he wore me out. I mean, read me the riot act, but I didn't have to say a word because I was breathing, and that breath is like an armor. Dr. Maya Angelou, my beloved poet, who has made her transition, she says, before you face the day, face God. And I think of all of our callers who are joining us this morning on Blog Talk Radio, The Female Solution, Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks, Monday Morning Mindfulness, starting your week off with Mindfulness Stress Relief Session. Because if it were not for this platform, I'm just not quite sure what I would be doing. Well, I know I would be doing, and you would probably be doing your Monday morning mindfulness, but we would just be doing it in another arena. So I thank you for our listeners for joining in this morning and for sharing your trials and tribulations of what's going on in your life. We've got a caller on the line, Brother Kufi at 5756. Thank you for joining us, Brother Kufi, this morning on Monday Morning Mindfulness.
Sure, shalom.
Shalom.
Peace be with you.
What's your comment or
like
suggestion?
Well, we're living in a time now, and we have to gauge the moment in time that some of us have been illuminated and some have not. Okay? With all the internet and all this information, some of us are illuminated and some of us are not. And so now we're dealing with the people who are not.
Well, the responsibility of those who have knowledge is to share it with those who don't.
So no one has to
most
latch. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. I was listening.
Yeah, I was just saying that it's, the responsibility of those who have knowledge to share with those who don't. And that, the biggest issue for me is how people got their lights put out. And that the main emphasis has been of my work to focus on the accultural orientation of the modern world. And I say accultural, O-C-C-U-L-T-U-R-E. That culture is about growing life and making us stronger. Culture is about stripping us of our protections, our raiment, and leaving us naked and exposed to fend for ourselves without the whole armor that our Creator had given us, the sensibilities, the experiences of history and culture that had developed human life for millennia before we got into this state of mind that we're in this last few thousand years of history have taken a big toll on our humanity, and as a consequence, we have very few people who have understanding, and so many people whose lights have been put out.
It's okay because, see, we have to look at history and we have to repeat history to make history the future. We can't get stuck in the past in history. We must use history to thrust us into the future. That's what a vision is. When you have a vision of doing something, it manifests. And so if we all have this common vision that, we're going to stop hatred in the world, we're going to stop killing, we're going to stop all these things that are going on. If we do that in a collective vision, that's powerful. What I just started was I've been on Facebook and YouTube, and I asked myself, I'm talking to people I don't even know. I'm liking people I don't even know. I'm talking to people I don't even know. And I'm like, what am I building? And they say, hey, I like what you're doing. I like whatever. And I said, wait a minute. Let me get back to my family. And so I started a family reunion on Facebook and started talking to my family just about experiences in our lives. And it brought so much joy 100 times fold than talking to a stranger. See, the trick of the world is saying we all need to come together. And we're having a hard time doing that because everybody got their own thing. And now we're saying we can't never get together. But you have to establish togetherness with your family. You have to heal your family first before you heal the world. I practice Demotic law. I practice Demotic law. One of the first laws of Ma'at says, I will not cause anyone to stumble. Now, they took that and made that into a commandment, one of the 10 Commandments. The 10 Commandments come from the Ma'at. So go to Ma'at laws. That's where the 10 Commandments come from. So I'm just saying, how do we get this thing right? And it's family, healing your family, forgiving your family, because those are the ones that's closest to you. Those are the ones that are growing up with you. Those are the ones that have your bloodline before you go out into this world, because this world right now is practicing evil, and it has conquered a lot of minds who are out here walking with evil spirits that don't even know it. I come upon them every day, and they look at me, and they stare at me and look at me. It's a spiritual thing, And I tell, sometimes I talk to them, I say, well, you just been overcome by evil, and now you're looking at a guy who's righteous. So that's what I carry when I walk in my house. I carry righteousness. I carry liberty. You see? So anything comes my way, that's why anger really doesn't exist. Because it takes two to be angry. It takes two to create anger. You have righteous anger or physical anger, but, you don't have to have anger if you're on your journey. So, yes, we're living in a time where now evil has just overcome and has taken a lot of people, that they're practicing evil on us right now. Just walk outside.
You don't even have to go outside.
Yeah. Boy, they turn your TV. They're
TV on, radio on. And we pay for it. We pay for it.
Wow. We promote it and pay for it.
In more ways than one. Yeah. Can I ask you a question, Kofi?
Mm-hmm.
Brother Kofi?
Yes,
Can
ma'am.
I ask you the question?
Sure.
Because I don't know if you were on the line that day. I didn't get a response, so I just assumed that you were not. I would listen to some shows, and I would hear, especially as it relates to parenting, my mind was telling me that you had some anger issues. Let me finish what I'm saying, please, before you interrupt.
Mm-hmm.
I said, this is a very angry brother, especially the day when you came on and talked about your ex and the problem that you were having with her as it relates to your children. And I said to myself, that is a very angry man, not knowing the particular situation and circumstances until you brought them to the forefront. And then I began to see things differently once I had that information. And I said to myself, it is beyond anger. This brother is passionate. He has passion. He is serious about life, and he is serious about his children. He is serious about his community and the wealth and well-being of others. So I thank you for sharing that, and I thank you for teaching me the lesson of my continued growth of not being judgmental. Because once upon a time, and I still am.
A lot of us are. That's just natural to judge. Who is he? What is he doing? He's talking about his children. And the reason why I talk about my children, my twins, is that I know a lot of men, pretty much every man is dealing with that situation. That's why I bring it up.
Mm-hmm.
We're dealing with a situation where now we have it's more gay couples who are raising children than it is heterosexual families.
Mm.
It's more, okay, 2 men or 2 women raising children. There's more of that than it is a male or female in the home with a child. That's not anger. That's righteous anger saying something is wrong. We have to change that, because that is the destruction of humanity is going on right now, plain view, plain sight. Who's going to speak on it? Who's going to talk about it? Who's going to say this is wrong? And I choose the one that be that, to bring that to that forefront so we can stop that and help our children. I got children in the park across the street, and I play music for them every day, and they got a little, we're doing things with the children and just feeding their minds, because they're the ones that we're throwing our garbage on as adults. And we're trying to heal ourselves. I'm past. I don't need no healing. I need healing for these children to create a community so I can feel good that we're raising our children and they're not being attacked by evil entities.
Well, tell me this, Brother Kufi. Have you forgiven your wife, ex-wife, for what she's done to you and as it relates to the disconnection of your family and telling the children bad things about you? Have you forgiven her?
I never had anger against her. She didn't do anything wrong with me. We did something great. I always tell her, I tell her all the time, look, don't do me. I gave you twins, a boy and a girl. And she shut up.
So glad to hear that.
You was a virgin. I gave you twins. Shut up. You know what I'm saying? In a cute way, fun way. But I don't have no problem with her. I choose not to be in that situation because she didn't understand my spirituality. She was saying, what are you going to do? I'm like, I got God. I'm praying. Every time I'm praying, things are happening for the children. And then my children bless me. They made me famous. I put them in the studio. I got a White Sox song. I'm famous because of my children.
Did I hear you say I just want to be sure. There may have been a little breakup. Did I hear you say, I gave you twins, shut up? Did I hear you say that?
That's what I say. Anytime she barked, I said, hold on, wait a minute. I gave you twins. Boy and a girl.
Oh, okay.
I gave you, what I'm saying? I gave you. Come on. What woman, a virgin, what woman would not want her first time being pregnant to have a boy and a girl? Okay?
I can't speak.
Every woman tell me, that's what I want. I wish I could have that. And I gave that to her. So now I choose not to be with her, so I have to respect that situation. And I respected it. I choose not to be in that situation. Because you know why? I saw what she was doing to her father. I was healing her father. Her father was old. She wanted to take the house of her father. I was healing her father with herbs, keeping this man alive because his rent is my children on his roof. She told me to stop giving him herbs. He caught it. I need that herb. It's helping me. She told me to stop giving it to him, and he died 6 months later. You understand? Do you think I want to be around a person like that?
Did you not know what the kind of person she was before you gave her twins?
Well, we had sex one time, 8 months. I stayed away from her. I didn't want to have sex with her. I was trying to build a relationship with her and go from there.
Are you saying you waited 8 months before you all had sex?
That's right.
And the first time she got pregnant with twins?
Oh, I knew.
That was destiny. Was that your mission?
I asked God, I told God after that, I said, Lord, if baby's coming out of that, virginity, and all that and experience, I said, that's what's up to you. But we had broke up a little bit after that. She called me 30 days later saying she was pregnant, and I dealt with it. A lot of men are in that situation.
Wait. Back up. You said you broke up after what now? After the first intercourse?
I had to break up with her because, I saw her shrink because she was a virgin at 28 years old, and she was like a child.
You saw her shrink.
I saw her shrink, and a minister. I had to sit down with them and tell them what I was going through with a virgin, and a shrink told me, a psychologist told me, you should have never touched her. He said, next time you see a 28-year-old virgin, he said, run away. I said, why do you say that? He said, because she had to go through a lot of issues to keep herself. He said, why did she keep herself? I said, I don't know. And I went and asked her, I said, why did you keep yourself 28 years? She said, my mama told me if I had sex, I was going to die the next day.
Oh. Wow.
So I was dealing with, and she got delivered in church 30 times. And all these red flags are around me. I'm like, wait a minute, she's dealing with something. And she was throwing it off on me.
Wow. So you see how the stories that we as parents tell our children, we sometimes take them to heart. And it keeps us in a place where we don't want to be longer than we want to be there. But we want to continue this conversation. But we've got to take a commercial break. We will be right back, so stay close. And Lionel, I'd like you to join in on this conversation when we come back from the Female Solution. Monday Morning Mindfulness. Thank you for joining us, and we will be right back. Keep listening.
We have an opportunity to transform the whole global society in the next 50 years. 50 years from now, the earth will be populated by a new generation of adults, many of whom are yet unborn. Our mission is to nurture them in childhood with love, guidance, and protection, and to raise them in healthy, happy families. If we impart values of compassion, generosity, and respect for fellow human beings in the next generation of children, they will create a world where people can live together in peace. This is our goal. Be a part of the transformation. Get your copy of the book, The Female Solution. Go to www.naimalatif.com. That's www.naimalatif.com. Are you having challenges with your 2-year-old who has suddenly discovered they have a free will and has learned to tell you no? Are you having challenges with your 8-year-old who has suddenly learned how to tell untruths in order to avoid punishment? Are you having challenges with your 13-year-old who has suddenly realized that they know everything and you know nothing? Parenting is a challenge. Our children are here to learn and grow in understanding so that they can reach their highest creative potential and contribute to a new world of peace and harmony. To do our part as their teachers and protectors takes wisdom, patience, and skill. Join me, Naima Latif, and facilitator Mark Shahid on the Parenting and Family Reconstruction Learning Lab every Thursday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Time on American Muslim 360 Blog Talk Radio. Tune in at www.blogtalkradio.com/American Muslim 360. Call in with your questions at 515-605-9891. That's 515-605-9891. Spare the rod. Love the child.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Kareem Hamid.
And I'm Sister Manira Habil. Join us every Wednesday from 6 to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time on the Female Solution Radio Show as we, along with our host, Naima Latif and the American Muslim 360 family, discuss ways to improve our relationships with our spouses, our children, and our loved ones in order to build a stronger community.
Call in and comment at 515-605-9891 and press 1 when you're ready to speak. We want to hear your thoughts.
Assalamu alaikum.
On Monday Morning Mindfulness, Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks, and my very special guest today is Brother Lionel Abdul Haq from Community Cultivations. We're talking about forgiveness. Can you forgive someone who has done you wrong? I've shared my story this morning, and if you have a story to share, please give us a call to share that information, and so we can all learn from each other. Call 515-605-9325 and be sure and press 1 to speak. And speaking of speaking, I forgot to mention to be sure and check out more breathing exercises on my YouTube channel, Zelda Speaks, as well as go to zeldaspeaks.com. And also, this past weekend, there was an event with Dr. Willie Wilson for volunteers. If we complain about this current administration in the city of Chicago, and we complain to each other, but we're not doing anything about it. So if you want something different, I tell everyone, you got to do something outrageous. So I participated in the event this weekend. It was a volunteer phone bank for Willie Wilson, who is running for the mayor of the city of Chicago. And it's at 648 South Cottage Grove, right on the corner of 67th and Cottage, across the street from Aldi's. And that's where his headquarters is. If you are tired of having things, your school shut down, the red light cameras, if folks in jail can't get out for $100, or losing your homes for property taxes, work with someone who is already doing the work of a mayor, has been doing it for the last 4 years, but he was doing it undercover. Nobody knew what he was doing except the folks in the church community. And I said, shame on the church community. The place was packed, but it should have been people around the door, coming out the door, trying to get in, or standing outside using their cell phones. So we got to wake up, people. There's a whole lot that we got to do to make this city a better place to be. And in the city this morning at 26 in California at 9 o'clock, Dr. Willie Wilson and his staff is over at Cook County Jail. They are distributing $20,000 worth of female products for the women who are incarcerated. And, this is stuff that he just continues to do that this administration does not do. Who ever heard of someone taking money out of their pocket to do something for people that they don't even know? Like Brother Kofi said, you're on Facebook with all these people that you don't even know, and they could really care less about you. So if you want to be with family, then you need to be with family, and it's not always blood family. It's the extended family. Be around people who have the same consciousness as you do, and that consciousness continues right here on the Female Solution as we continue with Brother Lionel Abdul Haq, who is going to give us a little insight, because I know you have something to say about Brother Kofi's sharing this morning. Lionel?
Well, again, I really don't like to get into personal issues. When you deal with personal issues, they have you have personal feelings and things involved. When you speak to principles, you don't even have to really have to mention names or anything of that nature. And it's the principle that really where the lesson lies in applying the principles. And we can all learn from principles, but everybody can't learn from everybody else's personal experiences. And so, and then when you're personally involved in something, you tend to kind of distort your perspective of the situation because of your personal involvement. It tends to become less credible because of your personal involvement. But when you learn to develop the ability to focus on principles, then those come out right away. Those are the things that are the real jewels that bring us through personal problems. And the failure to follow principles in the first place is what usually gets us into problems. And so we need. I think it's very important that we understand that we're all developing, we're all growing, and the object of growth is to make us realize the promise of our Creator: "Thy kingdom come, Thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven." And that is what I see as our objectives, to grow to that point.
Now, for the caller who may not understand principle, can you give us a breakdown of what that means?
Principles are the rules. In the human body, the bones are associated with principles. That if we were to look at the way the bones function in our body to give form and structure to our body, that's what principles do in our lives. That the principles represent the bones. They represent that which gives support and strength, form to our human body. And that, that's where we get our support. And so we in understanding the value of principles, they develop initially. They are the things that really lay the foundation of our development, our early development. And once you understand those principles being applied in the body, you understand that when you take those same ideals, those universal concepts, and make those the things that your flesh hold on to or cling to, and give form to your flesh, give the universal human image when people see you, is based upon the fact that we all follow certain universal principles that we recognize when we see that form.
Now, what about the thoughts? I have to ask you this question. What about the thought? Excuse me for cutting you off. The thought came to me. What about the thought of the principle that this young lady that Brother Kofi got the twins by, that her mom told her if she had sex she would die? What about that principle? I know it's an extreme.
That's not a principle. That's not a
rule. It's a rule.
But it's not a universal rule. It's not a rule that is established on the basis of historical experience. That is a lie. That is not a principle. It is not true. It is not.
What's the difference between the rule and the principle? Someone may be listening and may not understand
that. Principles are true. Principles come from divine. Principles have to do with the fundamental building blocks of nature and life that universally can be seen not just in human life, but in other forms of life as well. The idealism of family, the idea of the fundamental reality of family is something that is universally true. That all living things have families. So what you see in the principle of families, you'll see it in pretty much every family.
So how is it true that one person can get pregnant for the first time and another person not get pregnant on the first time of intercourse? How is that? How do you differentiate the two from being a principle and from being a rule, one as opposed to the other, completely opposites? How do you explain that?
Well, the idea of who gets pregnant is not something that is arbitrary. There's a divine calling in that. There's a divine will in that. We don't know who's gonna get pregnant. You don't know whether you're gonna get pregnant or not, or when you're gonna get pregnant. The process of life universally is understood to be fundamentally in the hands of the divine. We follow principles of attraction, male towards female, and when that gets distorted, when we have problems developing in our fundamental principle life, then we take on other problems that we end up developing beyond the level that it's supposed to be. Things get out of proportion, and we find ourselves falling down.
And we want to keep things in proportion. we've got to keep things in proportion. We've got about 5 minutes left. And we've got Mama Z on the line. But first, Naima Latif, our executive producer, wants to comment on the subject. Today's subject is forgiveness. Who's done you wrong, and can you forgive them? Naima?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll make this quick because you also have Beata on the line, so I want to give them a chance to make comments before you go. But as far as the whole sex thing, and we'll be talking about that extensively tomorrow, but, you know, parents have told lies to their children out of fear that they're going to get pregnant and then get pregnant by somebody who won't take care of the children, and they'll have a hard life because they'll be a single mother and all that. So a lot of that is what has happened, and we have a lot of emotional trauma from being lied to or not told about our bodies, and all the shame and guilt, and part of that is what is that unforgiveness thing, the shame of being told you're not supposed to have sex, and then you know you're not married, you have sex, and you get pregnant, and so a lot of women are still carrying that shame and guilt from that, and so mothers try to prevent, especially if they went through that era where you know you were ostracized from your community if you got pregnant out of wedlock. So a lot of mothers basically lied to their daughters or told them nothing, and so they knew nothing about their bodies, and they would tell them lies about sexuality to try to keep them from choosing to have sex. And that's another thing we have to reverse. But we're going to talk about the whole reversing the shame and guilt complex, and the really reconnecting sex to where it is, removing all the things that the church did, because the church really destroyed our understanding of of the beauty of it. The church is largely responsible, really all religions, destroying the spiritual energy of sex and what it should do for us, as opposed to it being connected to shame, guilt, and fear. And so we'll talk about that extensively tomorrow. But you got Mama AZ, and you got Sister Beata on, and you got, you know, a few minutes for them, so I'll be quiet and let them talk.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Repairing Family Relationships with Naima Latif, 7 to 9 a.m. on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we'll have more with Kareem Habib and Manira Habil from 6 to 9 a.m. on Wednesday. And Thursdays, let's talk about it with Maika, 7 to 9 a.m., 365 knowyourhistory.com. Friday, my sister, Health and Wellness with Viata, yourholisticlife.com. And Saturday, WEI Women Entrepreneurs International with B-Love, 12 to 2, womenentrepreneurinternational.com. And last but never least, Sunday, Woman to Woman with Wanda Carter, 5 to 7 p.m. on ccnewsmedia.org. We've got about 4 minutes. Let's go to the phone line. Mama Z, I hate to cut you short, but you got about 60 seconds. Thank you so much for joining us, Mama Z, on the Female Solution.
Grand risings to everybody. I'll make this short. Wednesday, Brother Kufi, join in on Sister Viata's segment, Rock Medicine, the Rainbow Coalition of Rock Medicine Women, on her show, Soul Purpose Healing. I'll expound more on why your children are who they are, why they came, Brother Kufi, and we don't have to do anything. Lesbians are lesbians, gays are gays, and 2 men may be raising, 2 women may be raising. We don't have to change anything. Everything is in divine order, people.
Amen. Thank you so much for sharing that, Mama Z. Let's go to the phone line with my sister, Viata, from Friday's show, Health and Wellness. Grand Rising, Viata. Thank you for joining us.
Grand Rising. Thank you so much for bringing my brother on today. I love hearing this brother because he's like 100%. I agree with whatever he's saying. And I love his reference to the kingdom. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. And it just flowed. Your show has just been flowing so well this morning because the principles are in the Bible. The principles are in my favorite principles are the Psalms and the Proverbs. I try and read those every day because there's so much truth in those 2 books alone that you can live by those, quote, principles. And the kingdom is coming as we realize if we become more conscious of this kingdom within our bodies. This is a kingdom working inside of our bodies. So if the more conscious we are about the blood flow, the lymph system, the bones, the organs, that's the kingdom working And we have so much power when we use, like you said, Zelda, the breath. The breath can help us overcome any physical challenges. And so I'm just so grateful that I listened to the whole show, most of the show this morning, because it just resonates with us being family. And what Kofi's saying, I think he mentioned having your family or your bloodline connecting with them. But my blood family, I don't connect with nearly as much as I do, say, my Female Solution family, because we are conscious sisters. We are sisters who are conscious. The brothers the brother you brought on is so conscious. That's our family. We got to develop a whole new family. So thank you so much for the brother this morning, and I love you all, and I'll see you Friday.
Thank you so much, Lionel. You've got about 60 seconds here. We're about to go off the air. Please give us a closing statement, and thank you. Thank you, Sister Viata.
That's my closing statement. The peace be with you.
All righty now. Well, thank you for calling and sharing your words of wisdom. We got to have you back because the audience just loves you. And since you didn't speak a whole lot, but what you said was in volume, so it really doesn't matter how long you talk. What you said, it's not about quantity, it's about quality. And thank you so much. And hopefully we can have you back again the first Monday of the month. Go ahead. You were saying?
Oh, just I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be able to offer whatever I can in the conversation, and I appreciate the opportunity.
And we appreciate you for appreciating us, and we appreciate our listeners as well. If you're listening, we certainly thank you for allowing us to start your Monday morning mindfulness off on a positive note, because without you, there is no us. So we appreciate you, and we invite you to check us out online, zeldaspeaks.com, and be sure to go to my YouTube channel and get more breathing and techniques and relaxations. And stop complaining to each other and put your complaints where they count. You want something different, do something outrageous. Hashtag I am Willie Wilson. Hashtag Willie Wilson for Mayor. Or be sure and check out his website, williewilsonformayor.com. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, stay tuned to your next Monday morning mindfulness stress relief session. Every Monday morning from 7 until 9 a.m. right here on the Female Solution, Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks. Contact me during the week. Zelda at zeldaspeaks.com or 312-409-6619. That's Zelda at zeldaspeaks.com, 312-409-6619. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, stay tuned to your next session of Higher Learning. Make it a great day. Peace.
Peace be with you.
In China, Sheshe. India, Zanyaba. Japan, Arigato. Korea, Kamsahamnida. Russia, Spasiba. Germany, Danke. Poland, Dziękuję. France, Merci. Spain, Gracias. Italy, Grazie. Egypt, Shukran. Ghana, Medasi. Nigeria, Eshe. South Africa, Ngiyabonga. Senegal, Geret. Kenya, Asante. Israel, Toda. Pakistan, Shukriya. Afghanistan, Tashakkur. Saudi Arabia, Shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.